Hey guys, it's Glenn for G&P Custom Fabrications. On today's video, I'm going to do hopefully a whole lot more fabbing and a lot less gabbing. I have to apologize. Last video, when I went to edit it, I realized it was just a lot of talking, not a whole lot of doing anything. I know I had a lot of stuff to talk about, and but I don't think that's what y'all are here for. I have shot some footage already of doing stuff from the other day. I didn't really have an intro into it. I might work some of it in here, just going through, but I'll go ahead and start. I did do a lot of work with no cameras running. I'm bad for that. I need to stop doing that, because that's the content I think that you guys want, is the stuff that I'm doing whenever I don't have the cameras on. But it's just, I don't know, it's one of those things I'm gonna have to get used to doing, is just kick them on all the time. But I had used a term the other day called fish plate, and I don't know that I'm actually using that correctly. I think I am, but just for those that aren't aware of what fish plate is. But for instance, here I've got this place where I have several welds underneath here, stuff joined together, and a fish plate goes over top of it, and then you weld around the perimeter of it, making it more of a solid piece. It'll be like that when it's done, welded around there and much straighter. First I'll go in, use a flap wheel, knock all that mill scale off, any high spots off of it, get it good and flat, and give me a good surface to weld to, and I'll come back and weld around that. And I got areas in here. I had cut some relief cuts in this. This is where the steering arm, right here goes. And I was worried about it hitting back in here, so I had made some relief cuts in that, but I had never knocked it back out of the way. So that's why that looks like that. But now that I've made some cuts in it, I'm going to go back and go ahead and fill that with weld and grind the bottom of it. And I got spots down in here that I want to radius around. But yeah, it's just where the weld ended kind of short of the piece. Looks bad. I can go ahead and get around it. This is already 100 times stronger from all the welding I've done on the back side. Something else I did that I hadn't really talked about and just started doing it was this right here. It was squared off 90 at the end here, and I just didn't like the looks of it. So I went ahead and put a slope to it, capped it off, welded around it. I still have to weld the bottom down here best I can, and on that side I need to weld the back side of it. That's my plan. I'll go ahead and put on my PPE. That's something that I've really been lax about, just kind of the way I grew up, being around grinders and welders and all that, and you just did it. And PPE really wasn't a thing that me and Dad ever had in the shop, other than your welding helmet and sometimes safety glasses, rarely earplugs, sometimes earmuffs. But getting out in the real world of work, the half-face respirators, I've been issued these at a couple different jobs. I've used them when they were required. And then when I got to the point where I'm watching videos of guys who were using full-face respirators as a grinding shield plus the benefit of the respirator, it really got me thinking that I need to do the same thing. So I do have somewhere, and I did wear it. I had been wearing it in previous videos most of the time of my full face respirator, and it's just something I just went through a bout of whatever sickness is going around, some kind of upper respiratory thing, and it was really a wake-up call. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was just a virus that's going around, but I don't need to be breathing this stuff in. I know when I go inside and I can blow my nose and black stuff is from inside my nose from me grinding, and it's making it to my nose that I'm not, if it's, I know it's not stopping at my nose. I know there's a lot of it that goes on into my lungs. So that's my goal, is to stop doing that. So it takes a little bit longer to get ready, but it'll keep me doing it much longer. So let me find my full face, and I'll be knocking this out. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm having a lot of trouble welding up and getting it to stick up inside of there. I'm sure it's in my settings. I'm running AC. I'm going to try some DC negative. I know sometimes that can help, so we'll see. I'll try negative just because I want it to draw to it. We'll see. That's my understanding of it anyway. That worked better. Kind of hard to explain. I was having trouble getting the holes to fill up, and this is actually pulling the flux up into the metal up into the holes. If that makes sense. That was making it prettier. That was making it prettier from that way. I will try raising her up a little bit more, might be easier. Of course, I had to take you along for some of the trickier stuff. Couldn't have, kicked you on when I was doing a nice flat weld from, the top side. Had to do an underside one, underneath one, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, yes, I will be grinding a lot on that one. Smooth it out, make it look a little bit better. I don't know how high def my new camera is that you're looking through, but that will get smoothed out some more. It wasn't, it's structural, but it ain't structural. There was already enough structure underneath there. This was an attempt to make it look better, and that's just a bad spot for me. I mean, other than laying the car on its side, that would just be a tricky spot to weld. Get that out of the way. Alright, now to get rid of this ugly mount here, That's not going to be needed anymore. Cut that off and then grind it down smooth. This is my support for my return lines, turbo oil return lines. They're going to be staying. Going to probably clean them up a little bit. So I had a thought come to mind the other day, and y'all can let me know what you think in comments. But I don't know how to TIG weld. That's one of my things I'd like to learn. But in the world of rat rodding, does TIG welding really have a place? Because, you know, it's rat rods after all. But I don't know. I just kind of always seen TIG welding as being more of a luxury item type thing. So let me know what you think in the comments. Does TIG welding have any place on rat rods? Okay, that's give me a good clean surface to start with. I can go ahead and get my pieces cut out and made for this. But yeah, I think about the fact that when I did this battery mount, I did it with the engine in place. So basically the 440 was sitting right here, and I put all that in and booger welded as good as I could, and I'm surprised it held the weight of the battery, but it did. But no more booger weld on that. I'm gonna hit that good weld on that whenever I put that plate in, and then I might grab a smaller battery and redo this box for a smaller battery, because even though it's a 440, it's a low compression motor, so it shouldn't take that much amps to crank it over. So I think I'm gonna pivot from this side and go ahead and start tearing this other side down. If you look at the other business I have over here, I have the other motor mount that needs to come off. Part of it I had cut off already to fit the power steering on. I need to take these lines loose and just clear the area off, so I can basically do the same that I did on this side with getting stuff cut off. This bracket here isn't needed anymore. I got these brake lines in the way. They need rerouted better. So yeah, I could go ahead and take the steering loose, get that all out of the way. I'm going to need some tools to do that, so grab some tools. Be right back. I'm going to try to make a mark on this, showing that this is a return out. Well, I got the Sharpie marker and it doesn't show up real good, but maybe it'll last. If nothing else, I got this video to remind me that this top line goes to the return. Which I never had the system working right on this, on the hydro boost. It worked okay, but I think my problem was on my return lines for the power steering pump on the Hydro Boost should have 2 lines that go into the tank. Mine only had 1, so I teed them together here. And from what I've read online, that can cause back pressure and can keep it from not doing right. Yeah, I was pretty desperate today. I was trying to finish this up, and I just really pretty much used whatever I could find to make these lines work, which will not be the way going forward. What it was. Right back. Yep. Okay. If I remember right, whenever I put this steering box on, I had this bottom plate was from the original mount for the steering box, and I was able to make the mount part of it and get it all welded together, and then put it up underneath the frame and then weld it to the frame, and weld it pretty stout on the outside, knowing that I wasn't getting to the inside. But now I can get to the inside too. Not that I ever saw any flex or any issues with it, but it's good to know that it'd be welded better. You can see here this piece, which again wasn't intended to be more so much structural as it was just because I hated the looks of that opening there. But I welded the crap out of it on the outside. Now I can go back in and weld it up proper on the inside. Hit that seam like it needs to be, and then plate it on top of it, and weld inside of here where it was never gotten, the back side of here that was never gotten, and then onto there. But just like on that side, all this can come off. It's not being used, or it won't be used on the new one. This needs to come off, but before I can do that, I think I need to raise it back up so I can get to those lines underneath there and get these lines out of my way, get this bottom piece unbolted, and then I'll drop it back down and address all this up here. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Oh, my battery's dead. Okay. You can ignore every other weld that I've attempted with you watching and just focus on this one right here that I didn't, or that I did when you wasn't watching. Just picture all the welds I'm doing right now. Just looks like that. Okay, just try to help me out here. I know any place that I can go towards the cab or the cabin, inward, will be a benefit. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I know I welded on the outside, but it had never been welded on the inside. So I'm just trying to tap some of this stuff smooth, so that when I do go to weld it, there shouldn't be any gaps in it. Alright, some of it may just be to the point of seam sealer. some of it's not. Some of it's definite gaps. And some of it's structural still. All along here can be welded up. So that big hole there. Big hole there, which I'll have to make patch pieces for. What I should probably be working on right now instead of this is my MIG welder. I have two of them. I got a little 110 that I got set up for flux core wire, and then I've got a 220 that needs work done on it. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. It just hums whenever I go to put power to it. Whenever I pull the trigger, it acts like it's dead shorted, and I just haven't gotten into it to figure out what's up with that. But that's probably how I should be spending my day, because I know I'm going to be needing it actually in here more than anything. I will not try. Well, I mean, I could try arc welding this. Probably the last person left on YouTube that does any arc welding. But I'm sure I'll still have my critics. Somebody who's never saw it done before still don't like the way I'm doing it. I don't care. Comments are good. Even if it's criticism, it's good comments. So, bring it on. Okay, I've edited everything that I've had for the last few days out here in the shop, and I got to the point where I just thought I needed to go ahead and wrap this video up. So, what I got accomplished in this video, as you saw, was I went ahead and got welded out the inside parts that I couldn't get to, and I started doing some work up in the inside that I couldn't get to previously. You can see the fish plant inside, battery holder area, this new angle back here that I like a lot better. Also the steering box mount. This side, see another fish plate, different design than what I got on the other side, not a big deal. And then angled here, and all that's reinforced. And so moving forward, I don't know if you can see, I got the front end on jack stands to where there's no weight on the front of the car right now. And so my next go around, I'm going to be tearing down the whole front end of it, pulling the front wheels off, the front axles, and going through redesigning and rebuilding all of that, and then reinforcing it the way it needs to be. I see a lot of areas that's not built up that needs to be built up, and just making sure my measurements are right. I'll be lifting it up, measuring key points again to make sure that everything is square and all that stuff. So yeah, that's all for this video this week. And I say that hopefully it's not another month before the next video comes out, but I just got word that I'll be working again steady at my job. It looks like at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks. I thought I was going to have some time off again to get some stuff done, but apparently not. So that's where we're at. I'll try to get done what I can, but yeah, moving forward, upcoming videos will be working all on the front end. Little few knick-knack things I'll probably be knocking out too is my firewall conduit pieces like this. I got in my rib nuts so I can go ahead and drill these holes out. I done them 5/16 with a nut on the back side because I didn't have my rib nuts at the time. Now I do. I'll be re-drilling those holes, doing rib nuts, cleaning all that up. I'm not going to be doing anything in the back for a little bit. I'm going to be just focused on the front end for a while, and yeah, that's where we stand. The engine, I did get in my proper rockers, so I have them installed now. Now I'm just waiting on push rods, and it's the last part that I'm really waiting on to get the engine all back together. And I am getting a different power steering pump. This one I believe I've ruined. I don't know. I may try getting a pulley pressed onto this one and see if it works before I go buying another one. But I had to have the dual return lines, and out of all of the power steering pumps I have, this is the only one I got that was dual lines. And in trying to mount it, change the mounts on it, I had to take the pulley off, and to get the pulley off, I was afraid I had severely tweaked that pump, but we'll see. I need to get another pump or another pulley back on there for when I do get running. I still have to rebuild this turbo, but other than that, we're getting down to the last bit on getting the engine ready, and then we'll see. I'm not giving no predictions on when it's going to be ready yet. I know I got car shows starting up in April and May. I don't see it being ready by then. Hopefully maybe June or July, depending on how things go. Maybe. Just a lot of factors. The engine, I don't see a problem with it. I still debating on whether or not I'm going to tear into the transmission. It worked, but I don't know if it will work at the new horsepower level with a stall converter in front of it. So I may do a refresh on it. It definitely just needs cleaned up for sure. But yeah, and I did this the other day. My new door art, but I cut those out the other day on the art droid, and just I was having a bad day out here trying to get stuff done, and things just weren't working out. So I was like, I need a win right now, and that was it. But yeah, I got those cut out and got them out on the doors, and really like the way they turned out. But anywho, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this video up now, and hopefully a couple weeks I'll have another one out for you. This is Glenn for G&P Custom Fabrications, living the dream till the freaking phone rings. Thanks for watching.